efficient always than a block home.
That's interesting. The other question was, is there any one thing consumers should consider doing to a new home while planning the construction to help keep the electricity bills as low as possible in the future? It sounds like you've covered a bunch of them that you do already. Is there anything someone might add to that?
No, just don't be afraid to ask your builder. I mean, you really have to hone in on the tightness of the home, the windows, and the insulation. If you don't ask a builder for this, unless he's advertising it, you're not going to get it. Those things that I mentioned are not hugely expensive. On a new home, they'll run between $2 and $3 a square foot to have your home built this way. So, you know, a 3,000 square foot house might be, you know, $7,000 or $8,000 for this, but you can certainly see that with not to mention the 30 to 40% utility savings and the comfortability of the house, helping you with allergy problems. It's a healthier house. It's tighter. So those are things that you can ask for. I spoke earlier that you know, about the problems that homes had not long ago with mold, and there was lawsuits and such. But here's some examples of some pictures. Here's a home that has, you'll see a green house wrap around it. This is eventually going to be a stucco home, but back not too long ago, builders would have on a wood frame home would have just the plywood showing, and then they would put a black felt paper on with a wire lath, and they would stucco it. And so today's codes are you have to have a house wrap, and this is a breathable product that wraps the house, lets air in and out, but keeps moisture out. And we found out that most of the problems, and a lot of you probably experienced this in your own home, was water intrusion was coming through a door or a window, not necessarily a roof. And so there's methods of this window that shows tape around. It's a special tape it's going over the flanges, and so these things sound very elementary and things that maybe builders should have been doing a long time, but there's never been a code for it. The upper picture you see is a column. That's a back porch, and it's going to have wire lath and stucco on it. But in most homes built several years ago, where you have columns, you look down low, and you'll find that water would wick up, kind of like a straw would wick up and rot the columns. So that white apparatus is sort of a stop that would prevent you know, water from attacking the columns. So lots of things. Getting water away from the house is important. Having your house built high enough when you buy an existing home, be very careful to walk in a bedroom, maybe open a window and measure to see what the distance is from the floor to the grass or the mulch area. You should have 6 to 8 inches drop off. In some homes you can have that mulch level with the floor, and be advised that you could have, under some heavy rains, you could have some water that comes up and comes underneath your sole plate in your house. So get water away from the building. You can buy an existing home and modify your grade. You can put gutters up. There's certain conditions where water will come off a roof and slam into a post or a column, and you can conquer that by putting on rain diverters and such. So thank God we're a lot better at that. We have very few. Water intrusion used to be a builder's nightmare. It was the #1 house call. It's not even in the top 10% on warranty now. Warranties are a big deal, and there's a lot of them. I understand you can get warranties on cars up to 175,000 miles. You can get warranties on houses. When you get a builder's warranty, most builders engage a third-party warranty company, and with this, you have a string of warranties from your first-year cosmetics, your multi-year equipment, but having a 10-year structural warranty is very important, particularly in Florida under unstable soils that we're known to have. So make sure that you have this warranty. New home warranties are what they are. There's not a deductible situation. There's not a proration situation on them, but it's a great value to have.
Okay, we will take any other questions that you have this morning, and we have a few. The first question is about purchasing a foreclosed property, an REO property, and I didn't talk about that a lot. The short sale process is what I went through, and it is complicated and it is frustrating. When you buy a foreclosed home, the bank is actually listed it at a price, and sometimes there's more than one offer. I think I would offer about that. We've seen many times the foreclosure is in worse shape than a short sale would be. It's possibly going to need more repairs and maintenance to it. Most of the time they've sat vacant for a while, so you've got issues when the house is vacant. The other thing I would caution you about on a foreclosure, and again, you can get a great price sometimes, but the contract you're going to buy the house with is a contract the bank uses all over the nation. It is very much in the bank's favor, and everything in that contract will be to benefit the bank. And you can have an attorney review it all you want, but very few of the lenders will make any changes to their contract. So you have to be willing to know you're going to buy it. You're going to buy it under their terms and conditions, and then you're going to close it, and you're going to probably have to deal with some issues of a house that's sat vacant. Again, if you get it for the right price, it doesn't mean it's not a good property to buy, but it is different than the short sale process, and the fact that the process is normally much shorter. We have another question. This is for Don. Once the upgrades are chosen and everything's decided about the house, what is the average construction time?
Depending on the home size, a 2,500 square foot home that has all the options selected generally is about a 5-month construction time, but you have to remember the municipalities have laid people off too, so you would think you could get a permit real quick. It sometimes takes up to 45 days to get a building permit, so you want to add that to that. Adding that together, you know, if it was an 8-month process to build a permit back in 05 when everything was really going crazy, that might take 2 months longer. But.
Okay. Another question, and this is about the cost. If you build approximately a 2,800 square foot home, how much more would it cost for a barrel tile roof?
It's great prices on tile now. Again, you're looking at between $15,000 and $20,000 for tile versus shingle, depending on the house, but that's a good estimate there. That price was as high as $30,000 to $40,000 4 or 5 years ago. Supply and demand, the market following has obviously dropped the price, but there's a lot of innovation. There's more products. There are concrete type roof products that look like barrel tile. They're actually cheaper, and so there's a lot more products on there. So I actually look for the tile market to even drop and be more affordable than it has been in the past.
Okay, I think this is our final question. And actually, this is something I've been wondering, because we see many customers that would love to build, but they haven't sold their houses yet. Does ICI have any way to help these homeowners that would like to build?
We get asked a lot of questions, you know, when somebody comes forward and says, I haven't sold my house, and can I do a contingency contract? And it's really hard to do that because our prices literally go up monthly. And a contingency, as most of you know, is I promise to buy something, here's a deposit, but if my contingency expires, I get my money back. So we're really not emotionally wrapped into that. But we've come up with a product that we call it's a delay start. Builders require down payments in most cases. We use all of our own money to build the houses, but we require 10% down payment, and we would ask the person to put down 5% of the 10%. We would delay the start for 5 months. which means we're locking in all of our prices. And we go to all of our subcontractors and vendors and lock those in. And what that does, then you take the house that was going to take 8 months, suddenly you've got a window of 14 months reprieve or so, and that gives Sherry plenty of time to sell your house on there. So we can do that. We anticipate that we are doing that. We anticipate probably in the next 6 to 8 months we won't be able to do that anymore because we can only take so many of those. But it helps. A buyer needs to know that we're committed and their deposit is at risk if they don't go through to do that. But we're willing to risk any exposure during that time period. If hurricane hits, lumber literally doubles for a short period of time, we could get caught in that, but that is no risk to the home buyer.
Well, thank you very much, Don. I've learned a lot this morning, and we will post this webinar on our website with all the other ones we've done as a resource, so I hope you'll